What if there was actual science that showed us that there are certain things we can do that would increase the magnetism inside of our bodies? That actually the electromagnetic inside our bodies could expand, which would then have an effect on the things that we actually attract into our life. And what if there were not only that of science that showed this, but it was also backed up with that of someone like Paramahansa Yogananda, who wrote the book Autobiography of a Yogi, who many people consider to be enlightened. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you the principles of magnetism, how to activate that magnetic energy inside of yourself, and how to not absorb the negative magnetism of other people, the energy that other people carries with them that you do not want to absorb. Once you understand the principles in this video, it will help you navigate through your reality in a completely new way and attract what you want and repel that which you do not want. Now, first off, I was on the plane yesterday coming back from Costa Rica, actually, and I was listening to a podcast of Joe Rogan and a man named Gary Brecka. Gary Brecka is well known for helping someone named Dana White, who is the UFC president, who was extremely out of shape, get into shape. And he talks a lot about how he helped him do that, because Dana White went from very unhealthy, had a life expectancy of like 10 or 12 years, according to this blood work biohacking stuff, to completely transforming that. He got shredded with like a six-pack and stuff like that at 50-something years old, Dana White did, from the advice of this guy named Gary Brecka. Now, Gary Brecka on Joe Rogan's podcast talked about something that I thought was so interesting that I had to make an entire video mentioning it, because it does correlate with that, with the magnetism of the body and a manifestation, which is something Gary also believes in. So what he talked about is how when we are walking throughout our day, he talks a lot about what is called mitochondria in the body, but also that of ionization inside of the body. And when we walk around in shoes and on that of inside, and we're on our phones, on these devices all day, there's this ungrounding effect that can happen for most people, where clumps of these cells begin to clump together inside of our bodies. Now, what you can do is walk barefoot on grass. And by walking barefoot on grass for just a few minutes a day, those clumped up cells in the body begin to spread out and begin to have a different charge of energy. Now, there are ways of actually measuring this that show that before you do this and after you do this, the cells in the body have completely restructured. Now, when I was thinking about this, I was thinking to myself of all the times I have found myself having the most magnetic energy, and how grounding myself was such a powerful part of my day. Grounding myself in grass, even back in 2000 and, was it 15? Man, it was like 2012 or 2014. I was living in Las Vegas, and it's a desert there. I would drive 15 minutes every single night before bed to a park just to ground myself for 5 or 10 minutes. And I remember I had a girlfriend at the time who thought that, I remember like it was such a weird thing for me to do. I had to run outside and get in a car and drive 15 minutes away just to go to a park, because that was the closest park with grass. If you have grass where you live, be grateful, okay? Because not everywhere. You're in Vegas. There's not grass everywhere you go there. However, it was that important to me to ground my energy. Even yesterday, I got home from flying all day. I grounded myself in grass. I felt so different. Not only did I feel different, but I could feel my nervous system begin to relax. So the science of the electromagnetic energy of our body, from that of what Gary Brecka was talking about when we talk about grounding, is that your cells literally become more vitalized from walking barefoot in grass. So one of the first tips to this, and we're going to talk about, by the way, some very esoteric tips on this that it's shared. It's something I've been doing for a while. I don't think I've ever shared it on YouTube before. I'm going to share that as well. And it's a technique that it's recommended from Paramahansa Yogananda to only use it for good. And honestly, I can see why. It's a very powerful modality. But nonetheless, you want to think of the electromagnetic energy of your body and the energy of it and how it affects the things in your life. Now, you are both drawing into your life things that are in alignment with the charge within your field. And you are repelling away from you things that do not resonate with your field. Now, you will notice that the more you charge your energetic field with thoughts, feelings, and emotions that are in alignment with the highest vibrational you and with love, which is what you naturally are, you will notice your field of energy becomes more charged. You will notice you feel differently and you will experience different, literally you will see reality through a different reality. You will experience different people because of your field. This reminds me of Hooponopono, which is all about taking responsibility of what's in your field. Because the idea behind Hooponopono is that the people in your life are reflecting back to you the bits of information that are in alignment with what's in your field. That we are constantly having data around us. That we have 11 to 15 million bits of data around us at any given time, but we only experience about 100 bits per second of information. So every second we can only experience 100 bits of information, yet there are 11 to 15 million bits of information around us. Isn't that interesting? When we talk about magnetic energy, when you are more magnetic and you are feeling in more mind-heart coherence, you are feeling grounded in your own body, you will find that the bits of information that are around you begin to shift because you can only perceive of 100 bits per second. Literally, the people around you will feel that magnetic energy on you and it will either attract them or repel them. Remember, a magnet has the ability to both attract and repel depending on its polarity. If you take two magnets with the other sides, have you ever done that with a magnet and it either attract it together or you switch it around and it repels it to where it almost can't even touch if you wanted it to. And right when you let it go, it completely flips around the other way. That's how magnetic energy is. So it's okay to be polarizing. It's okay to understand that as you elevate your vibration, people will naturally fall out of your life. So the next part I want to talk about is one of the most important parts that Paramahansa Yogananda talks about. And he talks about something called satsanga. Satsanga is, he says, just as important as meditation itself, and that is surrounding yourself with other people of good company, other people of high vibration. Because the people you surround yourself with, literally, even through osmosis, are rubbing off on you. You say osmosis, that sounds esoteric. I know it is. But it is that the thoughts, the beliefs, the emotions of the people you surround yourself with, when you're with them especially, you're in their energetic field. This is why sometimes it can be hard to get into shape if you're surrounded by a whole bunch of people not in shape. Their thoughts, their feelings, their emotions are completely different than what you're trying to become. So one of the most powerful things you could do is to begin surrounding yourself with and removing yourself from people that bring your energy down. And understand that as you do that, as you let go of the old energy dynamics, you make room for the new. But you will find that when you're around people that elevate your energy, or that you simply feel comfortable around, you will find that you do have that of more energy that you get from that experience. Just pay attention to how you feel as well. There are certain people in my life that when I'm around them, I can feel the negative energy or the energy that's under the surface that sometimes they're not even aware of. And that energy I can only be around in very distinct amount of dosages. And it's okay. It's about becoming aware of how you feel around other people and becoming aware of where your energy is. So by being around people that are spiritual or have a certain vibration, it will not only affect your consciousness, but it'll also bring you up, because the bits of information, the 100 bits per second of information that are in their field is of a higher quality than the people that you might be surrounding yourself with out of pattern that bring you down. So by bringing around these more positive people, these higher vibrational people, it literally has an effect of increasing your vibration. That's one of the things that Paramahansa Yogananda talked about. Now, here's another thing. This is exactly what I love to do in live events. This is exactly what I do on my live meditations on YouTube. It says when spiritually inclined people get together, especially for meditation, they increase the magnetism of everyone involved. Yogananda called this phenomenon the law of an invisible vibratory exchange. The law of invisible vibratory exchange. This is explaining what we do in live meditation. I'm not sure if you've experienced one of the mass live meditations that we've done on the YouTube channel. I do plan on doing more of them, but when you get many people together, even through Zoom or through YouTube, there is an energy that is created that's probably not completely understood, because it's, even back then in what was that, the 1920s, 30s, the law of invisible vibratory exchange. When we meditate in a group inside a live event in a room, there is an energy field that's created of safety, and literally people start popping from that energy of intention. And it comes from maybe the safe space, and it comes from the accumulated thoughts of emotions of many people that have the intention of increasing their frequency. So live meditations, I believe, not only change the planet because we're putting higher vibrational energy into the collective consciousness, but also ourselves. And this is exactly what Paramahansa Yogananda was talking about. So this is something that we're going to be doing more often. So if you haven't as well subscribed and turned on notifications to the YouTube channel, I highly recommend you do that, because that's the only way you're going to see the lives coming up. For some reason, lives are a separate category on YouTube, so some people don't see them. So if you want those and to be a part of those live meditations, then subscribe and hit notifications. So another aspect of this that we're going to talk about is this esoteric eye technique that he says to only use for good. This is going to sound a little bit weird and esoteric, yet it's something I've been doing every single night for a while now. And I do it in meditation as well. It's going to look funny. I'm going to do it real quick. When you think of the third eye and activating the energy centers in the body, now, connecting your mind to your heart is a way of electromagnetically increasing the energy of your body. Now remember, electrically and magnetically. You talk about electric signals in the brain that connect neurons together. The magnetism of your heart, electromagnetic energy. Now, what happens is combining through that mind and heart coherence, something like the Heart Math Institute has shown, is that what you can do is unify the mind to the heart. And this is why I meditate every single day, no matter what, and I meditate on feeling as if I am the version of myself that already has that which I want to experience. I literally feel the gratitude for it being here now. And I feel the gratitude in my heart. And I imagine how that version of me responds, holds myself, interacts with other people. What are the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions that versions of me has? So that's one aspect of this. And literally through different exercises, it has been shown through the Heart Math Institute that the electromagnetic energy of the body increases, and the holes in the energetic fields, because of different negative emotions, begin to close up. It's like you create a force field around your body that doesn't get penetrated by negative energy. We'll talk about that in a minute. So the esoteric side of this, though, is that this is what Yogananda used to do. It has to do with making the eye be single. You think of these two eyes, duality, left, right, good, bad, light, dark, up, down, masculine, feminine, logical, emotional. Now what happens is we're in reality of duality. However, when you move your eyes up towards the third eye, when you close your eyes, I'll do it right now to look silly, but like basically like that. You can only do it for a sec. It's too powerful for me to do longer than that. I will ascend immediately into a different reality. And this video will never get uploaded. I'm just kidding. But nonetheless, what you do is you cross your eyes, and it's an interesting feeling, but you get used to it, and it's geared at your third eye, and you imagine the heart energy going from your heart to your third eye. And what you do is you feel that energy begin to build from your heart up to that of your third eye. I have a third eye meditation. I'll link at the end of this video if you want to experience that. But what you begin to do is to visualize what you want to experience in your life as if it's already here. But this is considered a very spiritual center. Now, what Paramahansa Yogananda talks about is how from this center you can send energy to other people. However, the warning is to only do it with love. Do not try to control. Do not say, well, I want this person or this situation in my life or this person to give me a job, so I'm going to do it and control them. You want it to be for the best of all parties involved. Even though technically it says, from what Paramahansa Yogananda says, is that you could feel the energy and send that intention to someone else's spiritual body. Spiritual, it sounds esoteric, I know. But it is very highly important that you do it with love, that you don't do it with control. Because there's always a bounce back in our reality. So, having the loving intention, having what you want to experience in reality, moving your eyes up, and feeling that connection and energy going to your third eye, your intuitive center of your body, is a very powerful way of moving the energy from your heart into your mind, or what they call the third eye. Ancient, it's been around for thousands of years, talking and referring to the pineal gland. So he says, only use this for good, this eye technique. Now, how do I use it? When I go to bed at night, I find that my sleep, when I go like that, when I do that as I'm falling asleep, I think that's where our eyes naturally go when we're asleep anyways. I don't think we're normally like this. Like our eyes are either up or down, I think. And that's why when you open up your eyes, it's like your eyes are kind of like, so for me, I naturally kind of cross my eyes up. I feel that connection from my heart into my mind. I create the feeling of what I want to experience in my life. And that's a very powerful process for me. And it also, I think, helps me doze off because that's where the eyes are naturally going. Now, when you think of, let's talk about negative energy for a second. When you're around other people with negative energy, and they're sending you negative energy, or it's in their field, now it will only affect you if you do not have an established field around yourself. If the electromagnetic energy around your body is weak, you're not in your body, and you believe they have power over you too. Become aware of your beliefs. If you're worried this person's going to take my energy, then it's more likely to become true, because our beliefs create our reality. It's in a way you're surrendering your power and saying, I believe you have my energy. And now I'm in fear. Now, what it says from what Paramahansa Yogananda talks about is one of the most powerful ways to shield yourself from negative energy is to, one, meditate before you go around if you know you're going to be around that kind of energy. Meditate beforehand. Meditate. Bring the energy inside of your body. Observe your thoughts. Put the energy around your field. And the next most powerful thing is to have someone else around you that is also of your vibration, because it magnifies that field around both of you. So this satsanga of having someone else that's of high vibrational quality around you can help strengthen your own field. So surrounding yourself with other high vibrational people can be very powerful, but you can also simply meditate and feel the energy within your field. And through a daily practice as well of getting grounded in grass, walking barefoot on the ground, even if it's in dirt, meditating and feeling the energy in your heart center of what you want to create in your life, and thinking of Hooponopono, I was talking about that earlier. What are you constantly saying? I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. You're clearing out the energetic electromagnetic field of your body, becoming more magnetic. When you're doing what you love, you are more magnetic. When I'm doing what I love, I'm more magnetic. I can feel it. And I know that from that, I attract different people into my life. When my vibration, have you ever had it to where when your vibration lowers, you only interact with certain people when you're in that low vibe? They'll only reach out to you when you're in that vibe for some reason. It's because it's an energetic match, because that energy's decreased. On the other side of that, when you're in a high vibrational state, you'll find your energy so magnetic. Other people want to hang around you, and even people that like you desire being around want to be around you. Your friends have better conversations with them. These are all a reflection of your own magnetic state. Now, one of the things it says that was kind of not weird, but is inside that of what Paramahansa Yogananda talks about, is it says, you know, there's like when you do namaste like this, you say, oh, I'm very spiritual, namaste, my friend, namaste in bed, or whatever people say, you know. But you know when people shake people's hands, there's an energy exchange that comes from shaking someone's hands. There's even an energy exchange when you're making eye contact with someone. So what Paramahansa Yogananda says is don't do the handshake if you don't wanna. Don't make eye contact if you don't want to absorb energy from this person. Now, I put a question mark behind this because sometimes that also kind of like I feel can be a little fearful. Like, oh my God, someone's going to talk to me. No handshake. I can't. They go to shake your hand. Like, I watched Aaron's video. He talked about Paramahansa Yogananda. I'm sorry, I don't do handshakes. And you're like, they're looking at you and you're like looking over here, like not making eye contact because you're like, I don't want to absorb your negative energy. It's fear. You're going to be okay either way, but you can have a conscious choice with who you engage with. There are people that when I'm around certain people, if I feel they have like a taking energy or the energy is negative, I generally won't make eye contact with them that much, not because it's this intentional thing, like I can't make eye contact with them because I'm in fear. I just don't because I don't resonate with them that much, so I don't, in conversation, even if it's me and like 4 other friends, I just don't find myself looking at them that much. Let it be natural. Handshakes, naturally, and I do feel that though. There's been once or twice where I've met someone that had very interesting energy, you could say, and I felt no desire to hug them or anything because of that. Where you meet them and then it's like this energy and it's like, okay, great to meet you. Have a good day. Thumbs up. I am spiritual. Namaste. You know, it's okay. Now, another aspect of this is remember, only affects you if if the other person has a stronger vibration in the negative, it'll affect you if you aren't established in your own vibration. So it's not like you're fearful running away from everyone. I've had times before where I remember I was at the gym once and there was somebody, I was there, I've told this before, but I was at the gym getting ready to go hang out, go to lunch with my buddy Victor, and there was this guy there that always had like a weird look, he always looked pissed off, and it was busy, and I had my locker, and I was grabbing stuff out of my locker, and I had everything in the bag that I was changing into because we were getting ready to go eat, and this old guy comes in, he's like super grumpy, and I've seen him there before, and he always kind of has this attitude. And he was like looking at my bag and my locker, which was right next to each other, and his locker just so happened to be next to mine. And he was like, can you move your bag? And he was like this dramatic thing of like, can you move your bag? Like as if I personally was like just being, I personally put the bag right in front of his locker just to mess with him. And you want to know what I did? I said, oh my God, I can't make eye contact with you. I will not shake your hand or anything because it's just negative energy. No, I didn't do any of that. You want to know what I did? I said, okay. And I said, sure. This is what I said. I said, sure. I moved it. That was it. No extra story. No, oh my God, are you okay? I realized that I was in a high vibrational state talking to a few friends as we were getting ready, that I didn't care. It didn't affect me. There was no story that got tied onto it. It didn't affect me at all because I was in such a high vibrational state. Now, maybe if I was in a lower vibration, they would have said that. I've been like, why are you having a bad day or something? Or something? I mean, I don't even know. But I could see I would interpret it differently if I was in a different level of my own energy or not in my own frame of reality. So realize you get to choose what things mean in your life. You get to choose who you surround yourself with. You get to choose how you are connecting within yourself, and make a commitment to ground yourself more often. Make a commitment to meditate more often. Make a commitment to understand that the way you do one thing is the way you do everything when it comes to your energy, and everyone is reflecting back what energy is activated inside of your own body. So if you want, by the way, as well, a meditation for helping you upgrade your level of consciousness to a higher level so that you do become more magnetic, just go to www, I believe it's whatsmyvibration.com, calibrate your vibration, get a meditation for raising it to the next level. And then also, if you want to try that of the third eye meditation, for eyes going up, for you to connect to that part of yourself and bringing your intuition more on board. It's a very powerful meditation. Go ahead and listen to it for 21 days and check it out right here.